Hi, Base Lightning here, and doing another discussion topic on muscle car performance. And the topic for this piece will be various things muscle car related. So we'll dive right into it. Got a big semi rolling up here, so gonna get some background noise here. Yeah, that's a big boy going by. The kings of the road. All right, so we'll dive right into it. So first thing is, I guess we'll get into miles per gallon. So I can get with my 392 Scat Pack. This is a 2021 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack with the 392 big block Hemi with MDS. So what is MDS? It reduces your V8 to a 4-cylinder. People walking by, they probably think I'm talking to myself crazy. I am talking to myself while I'm recording this. So MDS is cylinder reduction. It cuts it in half to a 4-cylinder. So when you're cruising along on the highway, the best thing you can do is to run it in auto eco mode, meaning transmission is in eco mode, steering, I believe, is in street, paddle shifters off, traction on street. Yeah, I can't remember now if it's traction eco or traction street. I think I know it's transmission eco, and then traction street, paddle shifters off. I don't have the car on, so I'm not like reading it, looking at, So auto eco mode anyways. So your MDS, as you're cruising along, and I think it's 60 miles per hour. It's either 60 or 65 miles per hour. You're getting 4-cylinder output, and it'll say right on your gauge cluster display, it'll say 4-cylinder. It'll say 4 CYL abbreviation. So on my last longer road trip, about a 3.5-hour ride, I went all the way south 3.5 hours to the location that I was going to, and in sport mode, and I used up, I think I burned almost a half tank of gas one way. On the way back, I used MDS, so left it in auto eco mode, and I used up a quarter tank. So you see the difference there? You save almost a quarter tank of gas on a 3.5-hour trip by using the MDS. Do I like it? Not really. Not as exciting. But if I have my family in here with me, going down to visit relatives down in the southern part of the state, Vermont, USA, doesn't make sense to put it in track mode, because I'm not really gonna, my 11-year-old daughter back there, I'm not gonna be doing 150-mile-an-hour pulls, So if you're cruising with the family, it also softens the steering up in auto eco mode. It softens the suspension dampers so that it's smoother. You don't feel the bumps like you do in sport mode, and especially not in track mode where it's very rigid. I love that. When I'm by myself, track mode all the way, man. It is fun. It is nasty. The exhaust note is louder. It's just, everything's so aggressive, that your fastest times in sport mode, I've said this before, because it's smoother shifting. It's not quite as hard shifting. Track mode is more for autocross, where you're doing a lot of turns. If you're in, I'm telling you, man, people might bash muscle cars, well, modern muscle cars, for not handling and being corner carvers. That is nonsense. Yes, you can feel the body roll because this is a big, heavy car, but I'm telling you right now, with the 500 horsepower Hemi in front of me and everything on track, traction, transmission, paddle shifters on, steering heavy. Track is very heavy steering. I love that because emulates like an old school muscle car. You know, it's kind of, that's how it was when they didn't have power steering, power brakes, no air conditioning, just a raw street muscle. And that's what it brings it close to that form, without the inherent issues of an original piece. So track mode by myself, absolutely love it. It's ridiculous. But my ET's right around just over 12 seconds on the quarter mile at blank 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 miles per hour. Shh. um, in sport mode, however, with this light weight reduction modding that I've done, 11.9. Yes, 11.9. So I'm in the 11s on street radials. These are good BF Goodrich Comp 2s, expensive, but it can be achieved easily. Now, if I put drag radials on this, I'd be running in the mid 11s. Drag radials will reduce your ET by 3 to 4 tenths. I am dead serious, man. I did that on my shaker, and that's how I ran an even 13 O's. Was that's how I ran a mid. It was mid 13s when I put drag radials on it. Put some nittos on that. Holy smokes! So drag radials will absolutely give you the biggest gain, you know, aside from weight modding reduction and, you know, bolt-ons and tuning. Of course, I know all that stuff, DA, your driving skills and all that stuff. I understand all those factors, but just by changing tires, it will give you huge gains on your ET, or loss, whichever way you want to look at it. Kind of like golf, you want to shoot a lower score to be better, you know. So that's absolutely, man. Now these BF Goodrich Comp 2 G-Force Comp 2s, they are all stream plus, or all stream all season plus. It says A/S plus. I'm telling you right now, they're the closest thing to drag radials you can get. These things are sick for the street. They hook up good. Yes, you can still light them up, of course, but that's another thing that it's like, why do you light up street radials? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. All you need to do is haze the tires. Just haze them. You don't need to do a full smoky burnout. Yes, it looks cool. It's fun. Spinning isn't winning, folks. And you're just wasting rubber and wasting money. So, yeah, it looks cool, but burnouts don't do nothing for me, you know? I'm not going to drop $3,000 a season on tires because I want to make smoky burnout videos. To each their own. You guys got way more money than me. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you want to get a diff brace. If you are doing that all the time, you should get a differential brace. I don't want to get into all the suspension mods and all that. That can be a topic for another video. But yeah, so weight reduction modding, 100 pounds shaves you a tenth. Street radials to drag radials, that'll shave you off 3 to 4 tenths, depending on driving skills and DA, surface conditions, prep or no prep. Those all make a difference in the factors, but in general, it'll give you 3 to 4 tenths of reduction on your times. So yeah, drag radials are a big, I mean, you're talking, I can run this thing at 11.5 at 127 miles an hour on a track. I'm not going to run that on the street, you know what I'm saying? On the street, pretty close, you know. I'm not going to give the blink, 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 no miles per hour. I'm not admitting to anything. I plead the fifth, and it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So to my muscle car brothers and sisters out there, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so that's it, man. That's, you know, drag radials, yes, but another thing with drag radials, I don't know if I've mentioned this on previous videos, and I know this to be true. I've researched, and I know, and I've talked to other technicians who know more than I do about it. Cold storage. If you don't have a garage or heated storage, don't use drag radials. The compounds freeze up and crack, and you're going to be going through a set of tires every year anyways, because they're not going to last over, you know, you get 10, 15 below zero winters here in northern Vermont, USA. You got to have heated storage. Have a garage that's heated, or at least to get it out of the cold, because the compound with the 100 treadwear rating on the Nittos, Sticky Mickeys, Hoosiers, Slicks, you got to keep those inside. You cannot keep those out in the freezing cold, or you're just going to be burning through a lot of money, you know. So that's about it on that piece. So that's why I don't use drag radios, because I don't have a garage or heated storage to put this thing. I just put a cover over it and start it once a week for, you know. Thinking about adding a lithium battery on those XS or, you know, Brailleys. There's a lot of good brands. The only thing with that is it's going to be 6.6 pounds. That's going to give me another 37 pounds of weight reduction with just that one piece, adding on to taking out the OEM and putting in, and you can take it right inside with you. The thing weighs 6.5 pounds. You can pick it up with your finger. But you have to get a special lithium charger with it, and it's about 900 bucks. It's like 700 bucks for the battery, and then you got to get this charger that's for a lithium charger, so about 8 to 900 bucks. And it's a 7 to 9 years duty cycle life. So instead of 3 years or 4 years, like with an OEM, you know, AGS, you know, lead battery, you know, which is 3 to 4 years, maybe 5 if you're lucky, especially in a cold environment like this where it's winter, 4 to 5 months a year. So that's it. Just take it indoors, you know, and then I take it out. You got to charge it. That's the thing with it, is it's a lithium battery won't sit for as long as a lead battery will sit. If you let that thing sit for like 2 days and you go out to use your car, no. You got to remember to charge it, and it doesn't take that long. I think it's a few hours or something like that, but you got to remember to hook up your lithium charger to your lithium battery before you plan on driving. If it's sitting, if you're out driving it every day, you're fine. In the wintertime, that's not going to be the case with me with this. I don't drive, this will never see winter. So that's another thing. Lithium batteries are sick. They're awesome racing batteries. NASCAR uses them, you know, for obvious reasons. NHRA. It's the biggest form of weight reduction you can get, aside from tearing a car out and stripping it out, you know. And it's awesome. So I'm thinking of experimenting with that, and then keeping the OEM indoors, and then that way I can switch back if, you know, if I feel like it or whatever. Just remember that when you disconnect the battery, your display is going to look different. You might lose a few things for a first couple of startups until it resets. So that's it on the muscle car / weight reduction / modding, street radials, chat stuff. This is Base Lightning reporting to you live and direct. Thanks for joining me, and we will catch you all on the next one. We will catch you soon. Stay safe, people. Later.